And here's welcoming all our viewers to KTN's Jeff Koinange live from the poolside of the Intercontinental Hotel. And you know, if it's Thursday, it is Inspiration Thursday, and a story that we choose to either deny or just put on the back burner. And all of you out there who know someone who is an alcoholic, that's right, who has a drinking problem, this is a show for you, because my guest has literally been through hell and back. He has smoked and inhaled every drug on the planet. He has drunk every alcoholic beverage under the sun. He did it at the age of 13. And for the next 20 years, that's what he was. A walking, talking zombie who was drunk most of the day and half of the night. But one day he woke up and he realized that it was time to quit. This was 14 years ago. David Agot grew up in the best of schools. He went to Hospital Hill in the 60s, the best of schools. From there, he went to Lanana, Changes. He was part of that early upbringing. And then he went to India. And I tell you, you should hear the man's stories. He's here to tell us he's trying to help those who want to be helped. There are not too many who seem to want to be helped. His hashtag, his sign on Twitter is @OgotDavid. Yeah. @OgotDavid. Mine is @Koinange Jeff. The hashtag is JKL. Let's have a conversation about a drinking nation, because that's what we've become, and it's a serious conversation. David Agot, good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Goodness gracious me. Anyone who hears your story would say, why aren't you dead today?
Somebody up there loves me. And by the way, it was 27 years, not 20.
27 years of drinking?
Yeah.
Constantly drinking?
Yep.
How did it start?
I couldn't talk to girls. So some of my colleagues, my peers, my peer group, you know, girls like tough guys. Tough guys smoke. Tough guys drink alcohol. And that's what the movies were showing. That's what you read in novels. Everything was showing you that. You know, cowboy comes in, there's a girl being harassed, saves her from that. There's some people harassing the town, saves them. Last shot, they ride into the sunset. Later, they drove into the sunset. He was smoking, he was drinking. They would light sulfur matches.
I remember those
or from
ads.
their boots. Oops, I don't want to show my shoes. You know, striking on the shoes.
Right.
And I was like, when I grow up, I want to be like, you know, it looks so nice, you know, striking a match on and you know, kids love fire. So that's how it started. And I would look at these guys, they're talking, they talk to chicks and they're so calm and they're so collected that, you know, chicks don't faze them. And okay, I've always been a loud guy, but whenever it came to chicks, I froze. And then, you know, like you go for dances, or there's a debate and there's a dance, you're socializing, maybe it's a girls' school, and I end up in the floater's corner.
Because you were too shy?
You know, you say, I'm going to ask her for the next dance, and the song is winding down, and you start crossing the floor, and the song finishes, and you turn and say the next one. And the whole dance would end up you doing that. Then we had some little magazine, you know, it was just handwritten, and the artists would draw cartoons, and then it's photocopied. Those days it wasn't photocopied, there was some machine, whatever. And then it's sent around to girls' schools. And the first page they would turn to is Floater's Corner. And my name was always there.
So you started drinking?
So I started drinking.
Heavily?
Well, I started smoking.
Okay.
Smoking first. It's 1 cigarette, 10 guys, you could hide in the field.
Yeah.
And then I stole my dad's booze at one point.
From home?
From home. When he was out of town.
Take it to school?
No. During the holidays.
Oh, right.
So drank, spat it out. Tasted crazy, beer. So I said, no, I'll stick to the cigarettes. And I still couldn't talk to the girls. So my friends were saying, yeah, because you only smoke, you haven't completed the assignment. So before going to Form 2 is when I forced myself. You know, I drink, I puke, I whatever. But I was determined that by the time I go to Form 2, I'll either be able to drink so I can get a girlfriend, or the drink will kill me.
Did you get the girlfriends?
I could drink 2 beers, started liking the taste, and the first time we went out, I talked not only to the girls on our table, but even the ones on the neighboring tables. And I told Jesus, problem solved.
And that was the beginning,
and that was the beginning
of the end.
That was actually the beginning of the end. That was the beginning.
Okay, so from beer, when did you graduate to the hard stuff?
You know, there's something we call tolerance. You need more to get the same effect. So as it started going up, and then in school, if I'm reaching a point where I'm drinking 3 beers in one sitting, and it's a boarding school, where you're going to hide enough beers? So I'm stealing my dad's spirits. So first of all, when I drank the spirits, I realized immediately you need less. Then it's easier to hide. It smells less. Well, some of them, I was on gin. So that's when, as the tolerance went up, you shift to stronger drinks.
Did Daddy realize his alcohol was missing?
Not for a long time. Not for a long time. And I used to steal and slowly top up with water. So you top it up with water. And I remember one gentleman who later became my father-in-law and is now the late, he used to drink neat. So I remember him telling my dad, Prof, I told you I don't mix it. And my dad says, I did mix it. And then he said, I think David's been stealing my booze again. See, but they could never prove.
Right.
Because they locked it up, they transferred it to the bedroom, and I would climb outside, upstairs on a pipe. And then there's a way you knock that middle window. There's a way you knock it. It opens, you put your hand in, and you open. And what I learned at a very early age, those bars, burglar-proof bars, once your head can pass through, the rest can.
That's what you learned?
Yes. So you grab the booze,
you've
tied school ties, lower it down to guys down, climb out the window, lock it, there's a way you hit it, it locks.
Goodness. So let's fast forward. Form 4, you finished?
Yeah.
Did you pass okay?
I got a Division 2, but because I failed in maths, I got a 9, Division 3.
Is that right?
But the headmaster had said, even if I get Division 1, I'm not going back
to the nana.
Mr. Minor.
I remember him.
Kung Fu, yeah.
Yes.
Ain't coming back. We wish you well wherever you go.
And you ended up in India?
No, Aga Khan High.
Oh, right. Okay.
Aga Khan High.
Kept drinking?
Now the drinking was what? It's almost daily. Now, that tolerance thing, so you do the roll call bit, jump out the window, you go to girls' schools, wherever, spend the day, come back, change into uniform, go home.
And?
Subsidiaries, 4.
Oh my goodness. So how'd you end up in India?
I first went to India for a writer's workshop as a guest of the Indian government, short story writer's workshop, and then came back.
So you were a smart guy. I mean, you were okay.
Yeah. And you know, alcoholics, by the way, we think we're smart and the rest of the world's stupid. So already there was that, you know.
Yeah. So you ended up staying in India?
Now what happened, my parents were misled that as a student, I wouldn't get access to alcohol. There's no alcohol. So, and guess what? There's a lady I was counseling on Monday and was saying, let me send this boy to India because there's no alcohol. And I looked at her and asked her, have you read my story? Anyway, that was the same mistake my parents made in 1982. So what the truth of the matter is, only some states are dry. And the one I was in was not. I actually fought going to India. I did my A's in 79, fought going in 80, 81, ended up going in 82. So when I arrived and I bought the maximum amount of alcohol I can buy on the plane.
Because you were thinking there's no alcohol there?
Yes. So until I get a plan B.
So your bag was full of alcohol?
Until I can get a plan B and cigarettes. Sportsman. So then I land in Bombay that time.
Yeah.
And so we're waiting overnight. They give you a room. Then next day you take an internal flight to wherever. So I asked they give you a meal and a soft drink. So I seen the bar and asked, can I buy alcohol? The guy says, fine. But I'm a student. He says, so? So I thought it's a new waiter, doesn't know his stuff. So I bought a whole bunch of stuff, kept it in my bag with the stuff from KQ. So when we arrived in this place, some of my cousins were amongst the welcoming committee. It's summer, they're broke. They've come to look for 2 things from the freshers: girls
and booze.
And booze, because you've got money, you're fresh. So I'm there, I've seen my cousins. The first thing I asked, is there booze in this town? can we get booze? Because I've just bought booze in Bombay. And he said, yes, there's booze. And I said, but I was told in Kenya, no booze in India. Now Bombay got booze. Here you're telling me. Then they explained to me that dry state, wet state thing. And I said, okay, can I stay at your place till I'm organized? They said yes. I said, okay, let's pass the wine shop. We buy some booze, then we go to your place. So I drank, and that was what I did.
For the next how many years?
4.
That's all you did?
The only time I stepped in a college compound was when there was a football match or a dance or something. I've never stepped in a classroom, even just to look, how do they look?
What?
In India.
4 years?
4 years. And I went for a 3-year course.
Back home, what are your parents thinking?
No, you're sending, when guys go for holidays, you are sending them for stuff, including cigarettes, but that one they don't get from the parents. Oh, Dave's doing okay.
That's what they would say?
Yeah. But then what they got to realize at some point, there were some family friends, business partners of my dad. So I went there. This is, I've not even been there 6 months. I've finished my money.
Oh.
Okay? So I went there with a story that my dad had sent me, blah, blah, blah. So straight away, they gave me the cash. So I came, I bought the big bike, Lucifer number 13.
A motorbike?
Motorbike. I love bikes.
To drive while you're drunk?
I love bikes.
But would you drink and ride?
Yes. I started riding bikes in Form 5, 78, stolen bikes from Adams, Metropole Cinema. No, okay, the logic behind that,
yes.
I didn't plan to be a bike thief.
Right.
We were hanging around, there were pinball machines, this place we used to hang out.
Adams,
yeah, down there.
Yes.
So some guy comes, you know you can start any bike with a screwdriver. So we say, go away. So he goes, there were a bunch of Japanese guys. They used to come and watch the movies up there. So like there are 8 or 9 trail bikes. So he goes, he starts one, he kicks it, switches it off. So we say, what the heck? I would try a different one. So now, guys start thinking quickly.
Yeah.
So a guy says, who can ride? So a guy goes, he's right. So the intention was, let's ride a bit. So you ride, then another guy rides, then another guy rides, and before you know it, you've left Adams Arcade, you're on Kirichwa Road. And so we went, we hid it in a buddy's compound. And we came with paint next day, moved the tank, painted the whole thing black, and wrote on it, Kunta Kinte. Then
from the movie Roots.
Yes. And then the number plate was KRM 899. My dad's car was KRM 899. And the bike used to park next to his. And he could, the number plates are the same. Never clicked. Never clicked.
God, if this story wasn't so tragic, this is a movie.
And you know what happened? Guys started stealing bikes. There was a time, Woodley, all over the place, everybody's got bikes. Now, how comes parents were not asking, where are these kids getting bikes from?
Yeah.
We haven't bought anybody a bike.
Yeah.
And then at one point...
why aren't the parents asking, why are these kids coming home drunk?
You know, at that time, by the way, Jeff, I never staggered. I never puked. I think the early days while I was forcing, but that was it. Once I got the knack of it, I never puked. And I used to pride myself. And I used to tell guys, why are you puking? Why are you staggering? If your body has refused, drink soda. Why are you insisting? You know? So, parents, my dad has never seen me with a cigarette.
Never?
Never. There was a time, Kenyatta Avenue, I think.
Yeah.
He came around the corner, I have a mark here somewhere. And I saw him, and I whatever. Because one hand is pulling off my stud.
You had a stud?
Yeah. But I didn't pierce my ears, I had a clip on.
Stand by, David. We got a call. We got Joroge. Where's he from? Nairobi? Got a call? Joroge, I think, yeah. Joroge, you are live on JKL. Talk to me. Joroge? Maybe he's having a drink.
Could
be. So we're in India. You bought that, what is it?
Lucifer number 13. Painted red with a skull and crossbone.
In India?
In India. And I had a monkey.
And you had a?
Monkey.
What do you mean you had a monkey?
Yes, a monkey. Ringo. After Ringo Starr, Beatles. Now what's your kind of music?
This was a pet?
Yes. What happened? I love animals. What happened, I was in India, the equivalent of chana is legal, but they put coloring in it. So each state has a different color so that you don't transport it cross state border. Mm-hmm. So I'm in one of those dens drinking that stuff. It's called daru. So a guy walks in, he's begging, and he has a monkey. So I said, I'll give you money if you give me the monkey. It was a baby.
And he gave him money?
I gave him a little money, took him home and gave him jeans. Jeans were big things for Indians, you know, American jeans.
Then, yeah.
So I gave him a pair of old jeans.
Yeah.
About 2 of them. And gave me the monkey.
And what would you do with the monkey?
My best buddy. Went and bought a collar, bought a very thin, nice, long chain. It loved the bike. After a couple of weeks, got used to the bike. It would sit with one hand in my shirt, and the wind blowing. And like when there were football matches, the Kenyans versus Nigerians or whatever, I would go around the pitch with the monkey like 3 times, Murogi. and guys would buy me booze. You see? And then there are many places guys would just, you know, you've got a monkey. So, you know, they want to touch the monkey. So they're buying me booze.
Oh.
Okay? And it was just one of those things, you know, when I'm playing the guitar or whatever, then I've got the monkey. And so it's just kind of entertainment. But you pay me in booze.
So you got free booze?
A lot of free booze.
The monkey didn't drink, though?
Well, guys used to feed it. You know where I was staying, there was a small compound.
Yeah.
Okay, there were some Mauritians here, and then I was here, and there were some other Kenyans. Just little rooms and a small courtyard outside. So daytime I would tie it on a tree. So sometimes when we were drinking, guys would come and feed it alcohol. So I'm not realizing until it falls from the tree, and you know it's choking on the chain.
Oh.
You know, so I kind of would get pissed off.
Kind of?
Yes, I gave it booze a couple of times, but when I'm carrying just small sips.
So,
you know, when
drugs,
you're high, sometimes you're stupid.
India drugs?
Yes, there was something called weng beng.
Weng beng.
Yeah, weng beng was bangi, marijuana, pounded, make it into a paste like this mrenda with water. So you'd order a teaspoon or 2 or whatever. And the first time we tried it, we were told, if you're new, don't take more than a teaspoon. Well, I looked, bangi has never been my thing. It takes me on stupid flights. So I remember this guy took 2 teaspoons. 30 minutes later, some guys had bicycles. The majority people had bicycles. So he's riding, and this is an interstate highway passing through that town. Huge trucks passing at crazy speeds. And the guy's riding in the middle of the road, throws his bicycle down, and he's screaming, running in the middle of the highway, "You won't catch me."
And this car's passing?
Yes! So we went, we grabbed him, we tied him, we took him to the hostels. When he was okay, almost a day later, he said he saw the road dividing in 2. This one was going to hell, and this one. So he's trying to steer to the heaven side, and his bicycle is going. That's why he threw it. Weng beng. Weng beng. And I never touched the stuff because of that. That's what saved me.
Yeah.
But I used hashish, and I used to play chess. With one of the don't mention his name, one of the gentlemen we were talking about earlier, the one who you said repeated, his brother.
Yes.
He was in a different state, so I would go there when things are too hot. And I used to feel I could see 10 moves ahead, 20 moves ahead when I smoked hashish. I did bangi when maumivu ikizidi. There's nothing else.
That's the last resort.
There's nothing else. Guys are broke. It's summer. They're smoking weed. There's no money for alcohol.
Goodness.
Take a few puffs.
David, I want to talk more about that when we come back. And also, let's come back to present-day Kenya. The stories we see every day in the headlines. And it seems like we are numb to the fact that our people are dying out there with this methanol-laced stuff that's killing our people. What's going on? What's going on, David?
We love our drink.
We love our drink, unfortunately.
Yeah.
At David Ogot, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag is JKL. The story is tragic. Yes, it is laced with some humor, but I guess you gotta laugh about it when you have a monkey on your motorcycle on the middle of a highway in India.
And another monkey on your back.
Good grief. I tell you, it is Thursday, and we are trying to talk to you all out there who have a drinking problem or know somebody who has a drinking problem? That's the topic of conversation right here on Jeff Koinange Live at the poolside of the Intercontinental Hotel. JKL will be back in a moment.